Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a sweet shop, aka a candy store, in Minecraft for all of your city building needs. In this tutorial, not only will I show you how to make the entire outside of the candy store / sweet shop, I will also show you how to make the entire inside as well. Fun fact, I am hiding somewhere in the intro of this video. If you find me, leave a comment, let me know when and where. This is the amount of space required to make the build, including a handy grid, which you may choose to copy, that will show you the starting position. And here are all of the materials that we will use throughout the build. Please do make sure that you have access to all of these. Begin the build by placing 4 smooth quartz blocks in a row on the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dig 1 block to the right, place smooth stone in there, and then next to it, place 9 smooth quartz block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Extend backwards by 2, 1, 2, and then place 3 light blue concrete extending out, 1, 2, 3, and then extend to the right by 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then inwards by 2, 1, 2, place a smooth quartz block, and then extend to the right by 2, 1, 2. And then we can extend all the way across the back of the build, and we can join and connect all the way back to the front of the build. Next, we are going to remove all of the grass from inside of our walls. I am then filling in all of the empty space with smooth stone. This is the interior floor. If you would like something a little bit more cheerful, a little bit more colourful, I might suggest a mixture of cherry and pale oak if you want to make a checkered pattern, or maybe just oak wood or something similar. Next, come all the way over to the front left hand corner of the sweet shop and place an additional row of 1, 2, 3 smooth quartz on top of that block, followed by a pink concrete and then a light blue concrete. We then want to extend the light blue to the right by 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, place a smooth quartz on the end, extend up, and then right by 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We are then going to extend down to the ground, or rather to the lower point of the sweet shop, and then on the back of the build we are going to extend this corner block up by 3, 1, 2, 3, and this one too, 1, 2, 3. We will then extend our pink concrete all the way around the build, connecting to each one of the corners that we have created, like this, and underneath this row of light blue too. And then we will place an additional layer of light blue concrete on top of our pink concrete, just like this. And this gives us the dimensions of our walls. If you like, you can even just connect this smooth quartz down as well, and I think that further helps. Next, come all the way back to here and place 2 glass, 1, 2, in this position, followed by a cherry door here. We then want to fill in all of this empty space with smooth quartz, and then above this window we will place a light blue wall, next to it a white, light blue, white, light blue, just like this. We have to grab our cherry fence, and here we will place 2 cherry fence, and here as well. Then string in between the cherry fence. We then want to place the corresponding carpet to the wall on top of both the fence and the string, and that is perfect. Which leads us onto this part. To start off, we will place a smooth quartz here, followed by a glass pane, 2 glass, glass pane. We then want to place an additional layer of each of these on top of each other, and then we can just fill the remaining empty space in using smooth quartz. Then, above this window, we will place a mixture of pale oak and cherry slabs, just like this. We will extend the middle blocks upwards by an additional row, and we will extend them forwards by an additional row as well. This is the effect that we hope to achieve. We will hang lanterns here, and grass block in front of the window, cladded with oak trapdoors, with azure bluettes on top, and that is perfect. Next, we are going to move on to the right side of the build, and we are going to fill this entire wall in using smooth quartz, just like this. I am then just going to create a doorway here, and then on the corners of this light blue concrete, we will place 2 cherry fence. And then here, we will place a cherry slab. Right of it, a pale oak, cherry, oak, cherry, oak. And then we will extend these blocks inwards and upwards until we connect to the side of our build. And we will do this, extending all the way back, just like this. And then we will place a series of cauldrons inside of this area, like so, with glass in front of the cauldrons, just like this. We will then stick a smooth quartz stair here, pot here, and then a pointed dripstone here. We also want to place a lantern here, and then an item frame here. On the cauldrons, your favourite flavours of ice cream. I'm going with Neapolitan, just for a nice mixture. And then on this wall behind, I'm placing a bunch of item frames. And in these item frames, I'm going to place corresponding shulker boxes to the ice cream. And not only that, I'm also going to stick a flower pot in one, a dripstone in another, and a golden shovel in another. And a cherry door here, and maybe even a bell above the door, because why not? That looks pretty good. Moving on to the back of the build, we are going to place a smooth quartz block here, followed by 4 glass, 1, 2, 3, 4, and another row of glass on top, and then let's fill the remaining empty space here in using smooth quartz. Moving on to the final side of the build, we will place a smooth quartz here, glass here, add one on top, and then we will fill all of the remaining empty space in using smooth quartz. Our next job is to remove all of the remaining grass and grid from around the build. This would have been a lot easier before we added all of the stuff around the build, but you know what? Sometimes it's fun to have a little bit of a challenge. So now we have to fill all of that back in, starting with 2 lime terracotta here. Right of this, a green terracotta, lime, lime, and then green on the end. We can also place a row of lime terracotta starting here, extending all the way back, and around, just like this, stopping here. We can then fill all of the remaining empty space in using smooth stone. Then we are going to place a row of 2 oak leaves extending all the way around the outside of our sweet shop. starting from on top of the lime terracotta just left of the shop, extending all the way backwards. If you like, you can stop before we cover this window, and that's a good stopping point, or just here. Anywhere along here, really. I mean, you could even go as far as here, but I'll leave that up to you. Next, we are going to place a smooth quartz stair here, with an end rod in front, oak pressure plate here, flower pot here, azure bluette here, and a stone button here. And then moving over to here, we will place a similar thing, a smooth quartz stair, end rod here, and then an oak pressure plate. And we'll actually do the same just on the back here as well. So stair, end rod, and then an oak pressure plate. So maybe it's a good idea that we didn't extend these leaves, unless we wanted like kind of like a cool little hidden seating area back here. It feels a little bit less exposed. Kind of nice actually. Maybe we'll leave it like that after all. Now it's time for us to make some banners. The first series of banners we will make will spell out the word sweets above this window. Equally so, you could write candy if you wanted to, depending upon what part of the world you're from and how you're feeling, but I'm going to go with sweets. I think it says it all. Throw down the loom, open it up, place a white banner in there with black dye. First letter is S. That's the chief, base, bend pattern. Next is W. To make this, we apply the chevron pattern, add white dye in there, apply the base indented pattern, black dye back in there with the pale dexter and pale sinister pattern. Next is E. This is the chief, fess, base, and pale dexter pattern. We would then need another E, but we'll just reuse that one. So instead, we will next make T, which is the chief, and then pale pattern. So then we would need S, however we have one anyway, so we just need the word sweat, I guess, to make sweets. I guess a lot of sweat goes into sweets. But we do need another banner as well, which is just going to be a white banner, light blue dye, and the pally pattern. So we can take all of these banners, and if we start here, we can place S, W, E, E, T, S, just like this. And the purpose of this banner is to place around the little ice cream stand, because it just looks good. And let's take a look. There we go. Fantastic. With the entire outside of the build complete, we can now head inside and begin work on the interior. Step 1, come all the way over to here and place 2 iron blocks in this corner and 1 to the right. Iron trapdoor here, lever here, backwards iron door here. We will then place 2 iron trapdoors here, light blue concrete in front, extend over to the left, there's a gap here, and then place 2 more light blue concrete. We then want to place a series of glass pane here, and then cauldrons here. Next, we will place a flower pot here, pointed dripstone here, a series of your favourite ice creams here, smooth quartz stair here, flower pot here, and then we will place 6 item frames here, which we will then occupy in the same fashion that we did outside. So we want to match up all of the ice creams like this, and then just add a bunch of different options for how one can enjoy said ice cream. Then, above this, extending from here, we will place a series of light blue and pink concrete around the edge of where the ceiling shall be, and it's just going to sit in kind of like an L shape, like this. So that is pretty much all of it. Next, we are going to place a mixture of white and pink carpet in front of our ice cream section of the store. And then here on this wall, we will place a smooth quartz stair here, end rod here, stair here, oak pressure plate here. And we want a similar thing just over here in this corner, except we are going to double up, so we'll have 2 stairs and 2 tables, just like this. I want a... as a matter of fact, there's meant to be a glass above this door, so we will add that with a bell above that. We want a small painting just above this table here. And then I do believe that here we will also have a small painting as well. That's not my favourite. That one is a little bit better. We'll stick with that. Next, we are going to place 2 bookshelves here in this corner with 3, 1, 2, 3, light blue concrete to the right. 2 bookshelves here. We want to reuse our stripy banner from earlier and then place item frames here and here with pumpkin pie in one side and biscuits / cookies in the other side. I remember they were cookies. Iron trapdoors above the bookshelves with cakes on top. Then we are going to place item frames on this back wall, and you can opt to either place cakes or maybe more item frames, or just leave this area as it is. I think I'll keep the cakes just to add a little bit more interest. We can always get rid of them later. This is going to sound strange, but next we are going to make a set of colourful caps. Throw down a crafting table, open it up, and place a leather hat in there with red dye. Grab it, leather hat in there with orange, grab it, make a yellow one, a lime one, a cyan one, a purple one, and a magenta one. Perfect. So now we are going to remove this layer of smooth stone from in front of our bookshelves and light blue concrete area. You can see that it is the same size. We are then going to add a layer of slabs inside of that hole, and then I'm going to place armor stands backwards on top of the slabs. Alternatively, you can turn them around and you can make them all different angles. I'll add a couple of different angles just so that it's a little bit different for you, and maybe you can see how it looks without you having to actually do it yourself. You can kind of like see how it would look if you did position them this way. And the point of this is to add the colourful caps to our armor stands. So I want them in a specific order. I want rainbow colours basically. So red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, and magenta, like this. So next, we are going to place the corresponding concrete above each armor stand, just like this. And then we will place pistons pointed down at our concrete, and we will activate the pistons to push the concrete down. We then have to add another layer of pistons underneath this, and then do that again. Very satisfying, to be honest. So there, we will have a bunch of armor stands that are in our blocks. Now, the reason that I like the armor stands pointed backwards is because you can't really see any of the side and you just have this nice colour. Another alternate thing you can do, and I'll show you the effect of it, but I don't really like it, is you can actually remove the slab, and then the armor stand drops down one. But the problem here is, and I don't know how to fix it, the block goes dark, so you can't really see it at all. So my recommendation is to have the armor stand backwards and stood on a slab. But there you go, there's the whole range for you. Anyway, we are now going to remove this layer of pistons, add glass instead, and then activate the pistons, and that all gets pushed down. Absolutely perfect. We are then going to add heavy weighted pressure plates on top, and you can see it just kind of looks like the odd one out. Then we are just going to place corresponding coloured carpet in front of each one of our concretes. And then we are just going to add some colourful shulker boxes to these item frames. Just like that, and well, there you go. Finally, we are going to fill the roof of the build in using cherry planks. Pink concrete also works. There's also a stripped cherry wood, which looks kind of nice as well. But I'm just going for the cherry planks. I think it just looks quite nice, and it's quite subtle as well. And with that final detail added, ladies and gentlemen, we have officially completed our sweet shop. However, this video is not over. We must now add our sweet shop into our city. I think that we can all agree that the sweet shop belongs in the new suburban suburbs. I'm sure that that surprised none of you that I want it here. It's my favourite part of the city. But do we place it near the park/dog park? I kind of like it here and it kind of fits. Or do we place it off of the high street? Decisions. I'm going to be honest, my instinct is to put it here. May I regret it? Possibly. But it's just the way it's got to be, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed this tutorial, please remember to subscribe to the channel and like the video. Also, consider becoming a channel member. You will gain access to loyalty badges, some fun emojis, and a monthly download for every single build used in our city. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.